What's up, guys? Welcome to Club and Country. I'm Susanna Collins, joined by Fox Sports' very own Alexi Lalas. We are here in Seattle, but the big news in the soccer world today, Bruce Arena going to be the next head coach of the U.S. men's national team. We're going to hear from Alexi, but before we do, let's hear from the man himself, Bruce Arena.
So I think the ultimate honor for any coach in our country is to lead your national team. I think the time is right for me because I have the experience in qualifying. I understand the pool of players. I understand the obstacles that are ahead, and I think I'm much more prepared now than I was between 1998 and 2006. I know there's a lot of work ahead, and there's a huge challenge to get our team qualified for the World Cup, but I'm prepared for it. I think I'm a better coach than I was 10 years ago, and I'm ready for this challenge.
All right, Alexi, very curious to get your take on this hire. Was this the right move for the U.S. men's national team?
Well, I think if you're Sunil Gulati, the president of U.S. Soccer, if you are worried that this team is going to qualify for the World Cup in 2018, then this is the right hire in an emergency situation. This is a stopgap. This is somebody who has obviously experience qualifying multiple teams for the World Cup. This is a guy that is not short on confidence, but this is also a very pragmatic type of coach. This is not visionary. This is not romantic. This is not sexy. This is Bruce Arena being given a job to do, and I think if you're looking out there in the different options, I think Bruce Arena is going to be at the top of your list because he doesn't suffer fools. He can come in very, very quickly and make sure that this team qualifies, which I'm sure is what he is being tasked to do with.
And Alexi, Bruce also had some things to say about the inclusion of MLSers on the U.S. men's national team roster.
MLS is very important for all the teams, not only the senior team, but obviously the U23 team, our youth teams. But for the senior team, I think it's absolutely critical that our domestic players play an important role on the national team. So I will be following them very closely. I'll support them. I'll complement them with players abroad, and we're going to try to put together the best team we can possibly piece together.
He mentioned the importance of having domestic players on the roster, specifically MLS guys. What are your thoughts on that statement?
Well, I mean, look, it's in the context of what we've seen over the last 5 years with Jurgen Klinsmann, who at times has been adversarial and very negative towards Major League Soccer. And so to hear this, I think it's probably music to Don Garber and to many of the owners, and most importantly to a lot of the players that are playing there. And I think it's natural. It doesn't mean that all your players have to come to MLS, but I think you're doing yourself and your country a disservice if you don't recognize the talent that exists there and be able to mine it and appreciate what's there and respect it and have a relationship with the biggest professional league in the United States. And it doesn't mean that you always agree. It doesn't mean you can't be critical. But having a working relationship, which is something that really hasn't been very healthy with regards to Jurgen Klinsmann's reign, I think it's something new, and I think it's something good, and I think, Bruce Arena's a smart guy. He understands how to get the job done, and he's not going to leave anything by the wayside. Let's
pivot a little to the LA Galaxy. Suddenly, they're without a head coach. No Robbie Keane, no Steven Gerrard. The whole complexion of that team is different now. Do you have any thoughts on who might take over for Bruce Arena in LA?
Well, I think this is, even before Bruce Arena left the LA Galaxy, we knew that this was going to be a major change. You got Steven Gerrard leaving, you got Robbie Keane leaving, and so there's options from a designated player standpoint, and traditionally the LA Galaxy spends a lot of money and brings in big names, which I think that they will continue to do, but also that leadership. And Bruce Arena came in at a time when that organization needed leadership, and it went great guns. He won a lot, and I think is incredibly respected for what he did on and off the field to that organization. But this is also an opportunity to move on and to have somebody else come in. You have somebody internal in terms of Kurt Anolfo, who has head coaching experience with Kansas City, and he's been there with LA too. That's a possibility if you want to do internal, but I would think that they would also look outside for someone to come in, maybe a little younger, maybe a little bit more progressive, maybe a little bit more MLS 2.0 as opposed to Bruce Arena. It's nothing against Bruce Arena, but you don't get opportunities all the time to make a clean break. And they send him on his way. They're very, very thankful, but then they can go and do something maybe a little different that in the past they haven't had the opportunity to do because Bruce just kept winning.